the other problem team that we discussed this week, the Sharks, they take on the Bulldogs. Both teams with a little bit of a reshuffle. Kennedy named at 1, which he should be rightly so. That should be Moylan's jersey to earn back. Kennedy's been playing really well. Johnson's still at 6. Townsend at 7. Moylan is on the extended bench though, but I think that's more of a manage expectations kind of thing, where they'll basically go, if he's fit, we'll put him in, but we're not going to name him at 1 because basically we don't want people hammering us if he's not fit.
Moylan, we spoke about it with Fafita on Monday. Moylan is at the point where he has to think about his career now. He's too injury prone for never mind the Sharks, for himself. If he's able to get his injuries under control, get the body right, get going, string together a couple of games, absolutely, Matt, keep it going. But if he can't, he has to start thinking about whether it's time to step aside and finish off his career. As you mentioned, Kennedy in the 1 should be there, has for the most part, made that jersey his own. Look, I nearly went the Bulldogs in this one. I'm not going to lie. I very nearly went the Bulldogs. Foran has been superb in his couple of games coming back from an extended layoff. The thing that I am slightly confused at is they keep naming Hopewadi in the 1 with Tenny Zalesniak in the centres and then flicking it around. But Avarillo on the wing, an interesting selection. Looks to be a good one. He only played 5 or 10 minutes on the wing against the Roosters, but looked his most dangerous on Monday night. Jeremy Marshall-King is having a fine season at hooker. Holland on the bench, an interesting one for me. We've seen that he's taken off Avarillo after about 60 minutes, but Holland doesn't play wing. So I'm curious to see whether they still take Avarillo off and slide with Tenny Zalesniak out wide when Holland comes on. But Sharks here have to target Lachlan Lewis. Target Lockie Lewis. And, for the most part, it's going to be Sean Johnson's side charging towards Ramian. I think if Lewis has a similar defensive day to what he did against the Roosters, the Sharks are going to have a field day. Lewis will come up. They'll either flick it short to Ramian or I think it's Wade Graham on that side, or they go with out the back to Kennedy. Kennedy's already got a fantastic combination there with Katoa. It's going to be a piece of cake. Bulldogs have a strong forward pack, but I think the Sharks get them on depth on the bench. I'm going to say the Sharks by 6, but I could see the Bulldogs winning this one.
Yeah. So you're in the same position that I was, but then I saw the Bulldogs line up, and it just seems like they've not really learned any lessons from last week. I mean, Watene Zalesniak is, you've got to play him fullback. Hopewadi, I know that they keep on switching him around, but I don't think that that's like a we'll put him in as this and then we'll switch it around and that'll really fool everybody kind of scenario. I think that's just they can't genuinely make their mind up as to what their best combination is. Avarillo on the wing, I like it. That's a lesson learned. Good job. He's not proven himself as a standout centre yet. He was basically covering a gap. Kerrod Holland in the 14 jersey is probably the biggest question mark we've hit throughout this entire recording, because he has basically 2 positions that he can play. What do you do with him? Are you going to bring Avarillo off, move Watene Zalesniak to the wing and put Holland inside him? What's your impact there? You're going after? Well, if he's going at that edge, you've got Dugan and Katoa. What are you going to do in that space? The Bulldogs are still without Tolman as well, who's a real leader for them. He's a big meter maker. when you look at their bench, Holland, Britt, Sue, Ogden, and then you look over at the Sharks bench, Rudolph, Hamlin, Uele, Talakai, and Hunt. It just seems like the Bulldogs have almost run out of players that they can field. Because that doesn't look like a strong 17. That doesn't look like your best 17.
So you can look at the reserves list as well. You see Sorensen, Connor Tracy, Bryson Goodwin, Matt Moylan.
Yep.
So you got a couple of second rowers with a winger and a back utility. You go to the Bulldogs, where you have Sione Katoa, who's a hooker, Wakeham, a half, Harper, we'll call him centre wing, Cogger, a half. Where's your forward?
Yeah, where are your forwards?
And that's without Nick Meaney. So, look, it's hard to read into it based on reserves, but if you want to go that far deep, the Sharks could win this by 20. Realistically, the Sharks, I think the Sharks have it by 6 or 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you're looking at a team on paper, you go, oh well, the Sharks have gone stripped to a man, basically, with the exception of maybe Napa, Hopewati on his day. You know, even Renouf Tuamoga's been playing really well. I've noticed him. He's been doing a really good shift in the forwards. But you look on paper and you go, oh, this is an easy Sharks win. Based on how the Sharks have been playing, it's tough to even pick them at the minute. But we still sit here going, this is Sharks by 8. That should really give the Bulldogs an idea of just how in the hole they are for a real sturdy pack at the minute. I mean,
like, don't get me wrong, the starting forward pack is very good, and they've got some really good players out the back. They've got Foran, who's a great player, Wateni Zelezniak, and Will Hopewati, consistent performers for the Bulldogs. But the rest, you're just like, on their day, yeah, but
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. We will see.
Yeah, I think Foran's going to have a good game. I think Foran's been going from strength to strength since his return last week, grabbing a try, coming up just short of the line as well. He's been allowed to play instead of being the dominant half, and that's what I think why he's enjoying his footy again. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. They've got quality in that starting lineup, but the problem is that starting lineup doesn't play for 80 minutes, and that's as soon as those changes start being made and you see the quality coming in and out. That's where your issues are going to be hard. But yeah, I'm going to say Sharks by at least 10 in this one.
Yeah, with you on that one.
Yeah. Well, that is our preview of all the rounds games done and dusted. This will be up shortly, so expect to see it late Wednesday. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed the content, let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, so we are using that a lot more now. And thanks again for watching, and we'll see you for the round review. See you then.